Australian superstar Mollie O'Callaghan is an absolute monster in the 100 and 200 freestyles. That hasn't been news in a long time, but we mostly know that in the long course pool. While it's easy to assume that would be the case in short course as well, we haven't really known that for sure until now. Last week, we saw O'Callaghan become one of the fastest 200 freestylers ever in the short course pool, and now she has become the fastest of all time while smashing a massive barrier. During the first stop of the 2025 Swimming World Cup in Carmel, Indiana, O'Callaghan unleashed a time of 150.77 to win that event by nearly 2 full seconds, and while doing so, she also clocked the 6th fastest time in the event's history. That time is also knocking on the doors of both the world record and the World Cup record. The World Cup record is a time of 150.43 from Sarah Sostrom, which was the world record at the time before it was broken by Siobhan Haughey in 2021 with a time of 150.31. And after that very fast swim out of O'Callaghan, many were actually wondering if we were about to see her get significantly faster as the next 2 stops went on. While some swimmers can tend to get faster as each stop progresses, for O'Callaghan, the main topic of conversation was actually jet lag. Traveling from Australia to United States means that she's dealing with roughly a 16-hour time change. And while she didn't go right from the plane into the pool, it's definitely going to take some time for your body to adjust to that. And if any stop was going to be disproportionately affected, it would be the very first one. After a solid prelim swim in the morning saw O'Callaghan qualify in the 2nd position, all eyes were on her in that night's final as she was the heavy favorite to win this event for the 2nd straight stop. And many were wondering if she would be able to dig even deeper and also hunt down that world record. Over the first 50 meters, O'Callaghan blasted out much faster than her last swim and turned at the 50 in a blistering 25.70, a full half a second under world record pace. During the next 50 meters, O'Callaghan managed to distance herself from the rest of the field, but lost some ground to the world record splits, though she was still under that pace at the half by 0.2 of a second. At the 150 meter turn, the world record line had made up a few more 100ths, but hadn't passed her just yet, and Mollie O'Callaghan has some killer closing speed. O'Callaghan flew home the final 50 meters, increasing her lead over the world record line and every other swimmer in the race as she touched the wall in a blistering 149.77, a new world record. Mollie O'Callaghan just became the first woman in history to break the 150 barrier in this event, and she did so by multiple tenths, and she definitely seemed pretty surprised by that. Even if she was targeting this world record or even this time barrier, absolutely smashing your personal best like that is always going to come with a bit of a shock. If we look at the splits between O'Callaghan's swim and Haughey's old world record, we can see that O'Callaghan was definitely out much faster, 25.70 to 26.20. Then during the 2nd and 3rd 50s, Haughey managed to claw back a little bit of time, but not a huge amount on either 50. Then on the final 50, O'Callaghan drops the hammer and buries the old world record. This also betters her time from last week by exactly 1 second, dropping from 150.77 to 149.77. She also managed to improve on all 4 of her 50-meter splits, with the biggest drops coming from that opening speed. That was an absolutely electric swim out of Mollie O'Callaghan, as she now sets herself up to win the Triple Crown this event in 1 week's time. And in the meantime, she also nets herself a bonus check of $10,000 for breaking the world record. The crowd was definitely excited by that world record swim, but it actually wasn't even their only one of the night, because just a couple of events later, world record holder in the women's 100 backstroke Regan Smith was about to hit the water, and she would be joined by her longtime rival in the event, Kaylee McEwen. When these two swim together, there are always fireworks. McEwen actually had the advantage in opening speed, flipping first at the first 25-meter turn, but then Smith managed to take the lead at the half. After a huge underwater, Smith pops up even more ahead in McEwen, and at the 75-meter mark extends her lead to half a second. She combos that with another big underwater to set herself up for a massive finish. At the touch, it's Regan Smith in 54.02 to tie her own world record and win the event by over a second. Unlike O'Callaghan, where the difference came from the front half of the race. Smith actually had to back half her way to this record-tying swim. She was out 2/10 slower, but then back 2/10 faster than her swim from the 2024 Short Course World Championships. And in case you're wondering, yes, she does get the bonus $10,000 for tying her world record in this event as well. On night 2 of Stop 2, we saw 2 world record-setting swims, and in their post-race interviews, nearly every single swimmer commented on how exciting this crowd in Westmont was, so maybe we'll see some more on the final night of competition. What events are you the most excited for on the final night, and do you think we're gonna see any more world records? Let me know down below.